When you look at men and women, what kinds of differences do you find?
We really are more alike than we are different.
There is actually no difference between girls and boys.
I'm not convinced.
They're actually quite similar.
But the world works differently.
No difference between males and females, or very little difference.
Not one more equal than the other.
We are equal, we are equal.
The world works differently.
Well, as they say, men are from Venus and women are from Mars, or perhaps it's the other way around.
Describe men.
Males are innately more aggressive. Yeah.
Their sexist behavior is innate.
Yeah.
They want to have sex with as many partners as possible, as frequently as possible.
Yeah.
Boys are better designed to see than to hear.
And men, well, we still aren't doing all that much around the house.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what it would feel like to wear something that's been ironed.
That'd be sweet.
Men
are less discriminating.
Use you and just leaves.
Men behave like sperm.
Lousy meat-eating scum.
Men seem to be concerned with trying to figure out where everybody else is on the pecking order compared to where they are.
I want you to obey me.
Men are killing each other because of levels of testosterone, and one could also say women don't want them.
Women, inside they're all the same. Meat and gristle and hatred.
It really tarnishes the whole idea of competing for a woman like a prize.
Women, a mistake? Or did he do it to us on purpose?
Hell knoweth no wrath like a woman scorned.
Males fight.
Men hit women. Their big muscle masses in their arms and shoulders and so on.
It's a brute she wants. That's what excites her. And it's a brute she'll go after.
He walks in the door and he smacks her in the face. Hit her harder or hit her softer.
Males fight over access to females.
I haven't done anything to anybody. Well, in the last 24 hours.
I don't believe anything they say.
But I'm always looking out for an upgrade.
Yeah, we ate. And guess who doesn't reach for her purse when the check comes?
Once you know all these differences, you cannot imagine how people ever consider them the same species.
We are equal, we are equal.
But the world works differently for women.
Well, equal does not necessarily mean the same.
Females display more of the behaviors that we label as conformity. They are more likely to change their opinion.
Yeah.
They have to avoid getting killed. They'd like to avoid getting stalked. They'd preferably like not even to be beaten.
Women in complex civilizations are in captivity.
They live their lives in tiny, tiny cages.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about sex and reproduction.
I want to have babies.
In most of the world, a working woman does an additional unpaid job, looking after the family.
Sometimes I feel so smothered by this family, I just want to scream till my lungs explode. Right now, go start dinner now.
You do that.
It is wretchedly boring to be with little tiny children one end of the day, the other, especially if you think that you should love it.
Who does it all? The laundry, the dishes, and tropical fishes.
Quick, Mom, whip up a cake before Dad fires you. Gosh, that's what mommies are for.
Any woman that can get a shirt this clean has to be loved.
A woman's brain, it seems, is hardly ever off duty.
A supermom.
Hardly ever off duty.
I was working full-time as well as being a wife and a mother, and then trying to start up this little business.
Even if you don't succeed in the business world, you're still the world's greatest wife and mother.
Of course, lots of women were working, but the message was that it wasn't natural. Better that women should stay home and celebrate the joys of having new appliances.
So that's how you see me?
Women imprisoned by their role as caretakers.
As a spineless, potato-cooking housewife who can't compete in the real world. Mm-hmm. Well, I can too compete.
We are equal, we are equal.
It's really hard. You really got to stand back not to fall into some kind of conventional ideas of males and females and then just use one's notion.
Is it more important that men and women should be restricted by culture and channeled into certain behaviors, or should we develop a culture around our technological and cultural environment that allows us to perform at our ability? Men and women are in the same absurd predicament, which is to say we have these brains that were designed by this process of natural selection, which is amoral and which has the totally ridiculous criterion of which designs manage to get the most genes into the next generation.
If
anything, women have failed to be men, and men have failed to be women.
So we're back to the stereotypes of men and women. She wants a guy with a big wallet, and he wants a woman with big breasts.
Yep.